Hi everyone, this is Ann, Level 3 QHHT practitioner. I just wanted to share a little snippet of a session that I had recently with a client. Now, in her session, she had experienced anger, and she was coming for this anger. She said no matter what she does, she has this inner anger. Now, the anger is not about anyone in particular. It's like when you feel anger or outrage at situations that don't make sense or that are unjust or unworthy or something like that. So there's an element of this anger towards perhaps society or in family members or something, if they're just perhaps displaying a kind of disrespect for humanity or believing in things that are perhaps anti-humanity or anti-unity, those kinds of things. Or even governmental things that maybe are imposing restrictions or limiting people's freedoms. So there's that type of anger. So we went into her hypnosis and she had two lives. Both of them were men. Both of them were really strong warriors. They were fighting for a cause, fighting for things that they believed to be right, fighting against a system, if you want to call it that way. And the first one was a young man, but he was very, very strong, and he had a lot of anger, but he was also trying to protect himself and people that he loved. Now, unfortunately, he was killed on his return back when he escaped from these particular governmental representatives in the past. And he had been killed just on his return home to where he felt safe and secure. And then the second part, he was an older man and he'd lost his family, children, wife, etc., to another system in a different part of the world, in a different time. And he was so outraged and angry because he'd been fighting for a cause. And these people, again, some kind of governmental representatives or kingdom representatives, were taking away these freedoms and liberties of people. So the anger was still in my client's body. She was still carrying this kind of outrage and that, which was kind of expected when you listened to her past life stories. Now, what came through from the Highself was very interesting, and perhaps something that some of us wouldn't even believe that would be possible. What the Highself said was that your life is not worth giving up for a cause. In other words, don't go and die or get yourself killed for a cause that you believe in so wholeheartedly, even if it goes against you and your beliefs and your values, because they're saying that your life is so important and that perhaps you could have given that energy in a different direction, perhaps loving your family, perhaps staying with the people you loved, that it just wasn't worth it, that you can just have those feelings, but don't lose your life over those feelings. Don't lose your life to the anger. Don't lose your life to being killed by these people who just want retaliation and will never understand the depth of your rejection of what they're trying to say. So the Highself is basically saying protect yourself, love your family, but look after yourselves. Don't lose yourself in the fight. So that was a very interesting response to that. Now, the other part of her experience was that she was feeling physical symptoms of this anger or this imbalance. What was happening was she was too much in the masculine. So her feminine side in her physical body was restricted. So she was feeling blocks in her legs, restless legs, that type of thing, but only in the left side. She was having issues in her left arm and her left leg. And no matter what she did, she was, very much into yoga, very much into all sorts of different activity, very active woman, she could not undo these blocks or this restriction in her body on the left side, which is the feminine side. That's what the higher self said you need to rebalance. You're too much in the masculine, which is the right. So in that process, while they were transferring the energy across from the right side of the body to the left, and this was shown visually in her body while she was under, she was physically taking that and showing that by her arm on the left side moving upwards higher and higher. Now, as part of that also, there was a blockage in her voice. So her throat chakra, her voice was blocked and locked down. That was because of the past life, that she wasn't being heard, that she felt powerless, that she couldn't speak. Now, that had also come into this life, and she felt fear of speaking up, or if she did, it was always like in, again, with a sort of an anger and an outrage. But there was actually a block because people weren't hearing what she had to say. So that was also associated with the feminine, to unlock this voice. So by unlocking or healing the throat, this actually assisted the energy moving from the right side masculine part of the body to the left side feminine part of the body. And in that moment she began to humming really loudly. And as she was humming, it was very clear that the energy was moving more swiftly across her body into the left side and unlocking the blocks in the left side of the body, the feminine side of her body. So this was a really beautiful experience and something for us all to consider. Don't lose your life to anger. Don't lose your life to a cause. It is good to be defiant perhaps, or to stand up for your values, but don't lose your life for it, because you are worth so much more. And make sure that you keep yourself balanced. Don't get hooked into the old angers. Let them go. Let them pass. Use your voice. You can use sound or humming or singing to move that energy across. Watch it shifting from the right side of the masculine and moving into the left side of the feminine. You can do this. Okay, thank you so much for listening. I love you and value you. If you're interested in a QHHT session with me, please go to my website, www.orionmetaphysical.com.au. And of course, you can message me through my social media. Thank you.